What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the NYG Blue Zone. It's your boy Attikis. We are here with a New York Giants, Detroit Lions pregame show. Joined once again by my boy Rudy, and we're going to talk a lot about what's going on with this game, some things that we seeing in the news. The New York sports media is going wild right now. Too many things to talk about. But before we get started, I'm going to ask y'all again to please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. So every time we drop some new content, you're one of the first ones to be notified. And don't forget, check the comment section below because we got a link for RudiDaGamer's page. Want y'all to like, subscribe to his page as well because he drops a lot of content throughout the week, just like we do. So, Rudy, what's up, my dude? How you doing today?
What's going on, brother? You already know, man. Just getting ready for the holidays, and trying to see if we can go on a 6-game winning streak, man. See if we can win the last 6 games. I'm optimistic, man. But how about you, man?
No doubt. Same, man. Same. Thanksgiving is right around the corner. One of my favorite holidays.
Oh, yeah.
I like how you said want to go on that 6-game winning streak
Why
because
not? Why not?
I ain't trying to pull a Philadelphia Eagle and tank for the rest of the season and try to get a better draft pick.
You
Like,
want
I
to
want
bring
to see
that up, huh?
dubs, right?
Okay, you want to bring that up. I remember that.
I'm just saying, man. I can't stand him, man. He lost his job behind that, too.
Yep. Yeah, he sure
What
did.
was his name? The head coach of the Eagles? Peterson.
Yeah.
They fired his ass after that season,
That
too.
was the year that all teams were horrible, and we were 6-10, and so were the Dallas Cowboys. We beat them. Or whatever the case may be. I remember the last game of the season, I think if that was the game, we might have lost, but we were 6-10. All we needed was the Eagles to beat the Saints, I think it was.
The Commanders.
Or
it was the Commanders.
And we would have won NFC East at 6-10. We'd have been right in the playoffs, bro.
They was dragging the Commanders. Jalen Hurts was playing like they wanted Jalen Hurts to play all year. He was out there cooking. At the end of the second quarter, coming into the third, after halftime, they took Jalen Hurts out, put the backup in, and Doug Peterson said, well, we wanted to see what we had with the guy.
Yeah,
no, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. You wanted to throw the game so that y'all could kick us specifically to keep us out of the playoffs that year. Yeah, I was pissed.
Yeah,
I was hot.
Yeah.
I'm still hot about that.
Yeah.
Do I still look hot about that, Rudy?
You know what, sir? You look pleasantly nice after 5 years.
Yo, I was pissed about that shit for real. If I'm keeping it 100,
that was during COVID, man.
Pissed.
That was during COVID.
Yeah, man. Yeah. There was a lot of stuff to be pissed off about during that period. But, yo, we got a lot of stuff to cover today. I know you put together a list of things, a list of topics you wanted to talk about. Why don't you get us started tonight?
All right, let's start with the first one. Everybody's talking about the intriguing matchup, which you and I personally, when we had a conversation earlier, you and I don't really worry about our all-pro, Pro Bowler, left tackle, and Andrew Thomas, which Andrew Thomas' pressure rate is 7.6%, with only 7 pressures allowed, 1 quarterback hit, and 0 sacks. If that's not a all-pro type of season / Pro Bowl, I don't know what is, man. To allow through 11 games 0 sacks. I mean, I know he missed the first couple of games, but whatever the case may be, he's been in 9 straight games. That's probably, I mean,
it's a force.
I mean, dude's a monster. I mean, nobody.
You're not getting through him.
You're not. It don't matter who it is. But it's been an intriguing matchup because, of course, Aiden Hutchinson coming back from last year's severe injury that he had, lower leg injury. I forget if it was a broken leg or a torn ACL or an Achilles. I forget what it was. But him coming back, he leads the league in pressures, which is 57 of them, but only 7.5 sacks. He's not Brian Burns out there getting 13. But the thing is, he leads the league in 57 pressures. And like you and I were talking about earlier, pressures are more liked by guys like us than quarterback sacks. Yes, we do like quarterback sacks because those are loss of yards. But like you said, quarterback pressures can lead to mistimed routes, tip passes, hopefully turnovers, something that the Giants lack this year. And for some reason, our quarterbacks can't intercept the ball. But hey, who knows, man? It's a brand new week. It's a brand new team.
That's right.
Anything is possible, man, on any given Sunday.
No doubt. Andrew Thomas, like you said, he didn't play the first couple of games this season. He was dealing with an injury,
Right.
still coming in off of the injury recovery that he was going through. But when he stepped in, I remember he came in that first game. I don't remember who the opponent was. It might have been Dallas. And they just brought him in for a few series, and he looked good, man. And he has not looked back. This guy has been playing once again at an all pro level. Like you said, he gave up very few pressures, 0 sacks. I think it was against maybe it was the Chicago Bears where Jackson Dart was scrambling out of the pocket and the play was pretty much over, but Jackson was creating, and then whoever it was that Thomas was on, he came around the back when, like I said, when Jackson had scrambled out of the pocket, probably should have thrown the ball away,
Right.
and he got hit from behind. But that didn't even count against Andrew Thomas because the play had already turned into a scrambling drill,
Right.
right? So that was pretty cool. But what was impressive about that was Jackson held on to the ball. And then you could take it a few games before that when AT was facing Nick Bonito. Nick Bonito was popping all this shit about he was going to get to the quarterback,
Right.
create all this pressure. Andrew Thomas handled him, handled Jonathan Cooper. Jonathan Cooper, I do think came away with a sack, but that was on a stunt. It had nothing to do with AT. It
Right.
might have been GVR that gave that up if I'm thinking about that correctly.
No, yeah, you're
But
right.
once again, yeah, Andrew Thomas, I don't think we got to worry about him. If anybody we need to worry about, it might be one of the guards, GVR or what's the left guard's name? Slipping my mind right now.
Runyon.
Runyon. And then Illuminor's been slipping a little bit. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I noticed that. Especially the last game is really where our minds were boggled. I'm surprised he gave up 2 sacks like that. And they came in untouched.
Untouched. Right off the edge.
Yeah.
It looked like they weren't able, like they didn't even know what was happening. Even though he was lined up right on the edge like that, you would think you'd give him a look just to make
He didn't
sure.
even look his
But
way.
no,
He didn't
didn't
even
even
look
look
his
his way.
way, man. I'm like, what is going on here,
Hmm.
man? I,
Yeah, that was frustrating.
I don't know, but like we were talking about earlier, I mean, can it be that some of these guys are mentally checked out? Or some of these guys are upset that the wins are not coming.
Hmm.
Some of them not motivated. I mean,
Hmm.
I've been having high praise for the last 2 seasons with Illuminor when he came in, and he's played both sides. When Andrew Thomas is out on left tackle and played on the right tackle to fill in for bum ass Evan Neal, that guy can play
Hmm.
both sides at an all pro level, man. He's a
Yeah.
phenomenal. I mean, he is a gadget player, man. He's a gadget player on
Hmm.
the offensive line, of course, and he can play both sides really well. I don't know, man. It's it's something somewhere in there. There's certain players probably they could be checked out because they're just like, man, dude, we got a chance to win every week and we lose right at the end. And maybe
Yeah.
maybe some of them are just not feeling it, man. I mean, who knows?
I'd like to think that, these guys are professionals and they understand that everything they do is film and it's going to determine whether or not their career is extended or not. So I don't know if they're see, I got a different take on that. I think that maybe not so much that they're checked out, but I don't think Bowen's scheme works for the players that we have on this roster. I think they find themselves out of position. The tackling, which was just piss poor for a couple of weeks, vastly improved last week against the Chicago Bears. I need to say that. I mean, wait a minute, it wasn't the Chicago Bears against the Green Bay Packers. My apology,
They're all in the
and the
same
Chicago
division.
Bears.
It's all good.
Yeah,
I got you.
I think the tackling improved tremendously, but I really think that they find themselves just in the wrong position based on the scheme and the plays that are called. I don't know that individually because we see a lot of individual effort from players, right? Like what was going on with Kayvon Thibodeau and the pressure he was putting on Caleb Williams. was incredible, right? He just didn't wrap him up and get the sack. And it was so frustrating to watch. I would dare say that a lot of the players are exhibiting a lot of individual effort, but there's no symbiotic nature to this defense. It's almost like the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. And then they find themselves out of position and they're looking at each other and they're pointing at each other. Wasn't you supposed to be here and I'm supposed to be there? And it just feels like they have no clue what they're doing, which is a stark contrast to what we're seeing on the offense. The offense is clicking. I mean, clicking. And even though last week they only put up, 20 points? They could have won a game by putting up 20 points. How many games this season have we seen? 10-7, 11-3, 9-3. You've seen games like that all over the league, and this is supposed to be an offensive-minded league right now, but we've been seeing some pretty impressive defensive performances this year,
Sure.
and you can win games when you only score 20 points, but the defense continues to underperform. And I think it's because the scheme is bad. And I don't know that they really checked out. They might be fatigued. I just think they're in bad positions, man. That's what I think.
Well, I'll tell you what, though. You brought up that on defensive schemes. I watched the New York Giants podcast, which are staff members from the Giants facility that do their own podcast, and they do it Monday through Friday.
Mm-hmm.
I learned a very important stat, which I didn't know, is that Bowen blitz at a rate of, they're like 20th in the league, but he only blitzes 5 players. It's never a cornerback or a DB, and it's usually a linebacker with the 4-man, the front
And it's
four.
always through the A and the B gap.
Everybody
Always.
knows it's coming, man.
Everybody knows.
No,
They're too predictable.
Yeah, they're in no 6-man blitz. They don't have a sneaky corner or a slot corner coming in on the blitz. They know what we're going to do. We're going to either rush all 4, come in with 4, or come in with 5.
Right.
And offenses are knowing that. Shane Bowen is predictable. And that's the reason why this year, even though we have, I think it's like 24 sacks, 13 of them will come from Brian Burns, because he is the only one who gives 120% from kickoff till 0 on the clock.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if the thing is this, if we're going to do anything, is the one thing, it depends, because it doesn't even matter, because you'll have teams that can run good, but then they see the Giants, they're like, oh, this is a get right game to go ahead and rush and go ahead and run on the New York Giants, because we're literally almost dead last. You know what I mean? And giving up yards. I think it's like 150. We're like 30th. So
yeah,
there's 2 factors in here. I kind of put them together. The defensive red zone for the Lions is horrible. 25th in the league. 25th in the league in red zone defense. And the New York Giants are 10th in the league in explosive plays and 17th in red zone offense. The way I see it is, if we got Jackson Dart in there, we always got to, even though Jameis Winston did his thing, 3 for 3 in the red zone last week, I think if we got Jackson Dart coming back, we're scoring in the red zone. If we're in the red zone there, we're scoring. We got 39 explosive plays of 20 yards or more, and we're 10th in the league there on offense. Compared to last year, we had a total, I think it was like 15.
Right.
And our offensive line from 31st last year, our offensive line was 31st last year. This year, we rank 11th. So obviously, having Andrew Thomas in there makes a huge difference. Our offensive line is doing a lot better protecting the quarterback, especially on pass protection. And our running game has been coming along a lot better, even when Cam Scatterboo went out. But the thing is, third down efficiency for the New York Giants, we are 12th in the league, man. 12th in the league at a 40.5% rate. That's not bad. So can we move the chains? Numbers. Can we move the chains, Attikis? Can we move the chains?
No doubt. No doubt.
I don't see anything on offense that we can't do.
Yeah, I agree. And Jackson Dart has confused a lot of different defensive coordinators. They really don't know and haven't learned quite yet how to come at him. And you hit the nail on the head. Offensively, the New York Giants are in good shape. They've got a high touchdown scoring percentage when they're in the red zone. They've got a high third down conversion rate. Excuse me. And one of the stats that I don't know if you wrote down on your list, but the Giants are converting third and longs,
Oh,
right? They're
yeah,
converting third and 7 or longer
yeah.
at an extremely high rate. I'd
Wow.
love to know what that number is.
I don't have
But
it. I do not
defensively,
have it. Mm.
yeah, that's okay. Defensively, we're 29th in total defense. We're 22nd in passing yards allowed. We're 30th in rushing defense. We're 29th in scoring defense. We are last in the league in red zone touchdown rate at 73.7%. We're giving up touchdowns once opponents get in the red zone. And then third down efficiency, 40% we're allowing to convert on third down. And a lot of that can be resolved with tackling, right? With once you get the player in your grasp or they're within 2 feet of you, you need to grab them, bring them down. Stop trying to knock the ball out. Grab them, bring them down. No shoulder tackling. Wrap
Good
them up,
point.
bring them down, and then we may be able to call some 3-and-outs and force some more punts. But defensively, we haven't been able to do that, and that's been a huge Achilles heel for us.
It sure has, man. And look, man, I think our defense can bulk up just a little more if we get our number one cornerback back. He was limited in practice today, of course, non-contact. But if he
Yeah.
practices
I
again
think
tomorrow,
Adebo will be back this week.
I hope so,
Like
man.
you said, if we get him from doubtful to questionable, he'll play.
Yeah, he'll play. And all he needs to do is
Yeah,
just
we need him to.
participate in tomorrow's practice. So I'll be looking for that all morning. You know what I mean? Because,
Yeah, no doubt.
bro, because I took 2 weeks off of leave so I can relax and chill. You know what I'm saying? So I'm at the crib, buddy. So I ain't got nothing to do but time. Look at this phone. You know what I mean?
That's what's
So
up.
I'm staying on the news, man. I'm going to be looking at for Jackson Dart's progression for practice and watch out for the media when they come on for the press conference like they always do every morning to see who's going to be practicing and all that at the New York Giants media when they're doing it at 9 o'clock in the morning Eastern time. I'm going to be stoked. So if we get a Paulson Adebo back, man, we need him back, bro, because St. Brown is a savage. And if we are going to have Deontay Banks cover him, we're done. We're done.
Yeah.
We're done.
I'm on St. Brown. He's definitely somebody that we need to key in and focus on. And if we don't have Paulson Adebo, then that's going to default to Cordell Flott. Cordell Flott has played well, but he is not Paulson Adebo.
No.
And we made huge investments in this defense, and particularly in the secondary, and we just haven't seen a completed handshake yet.
Yeah.
I feel like they are not bringing it in a way that matches what we've paid them. And I want to see improvement,
Yeah.
And you brought up Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart has been practicing non-contact, obviously, but it's good to see that he's been cleared to be on the field,
For sure.
moving around in pads.
Yes,
So that's a
sir.
good sign. I think all things are pointing to he's going to be playing this Sunday. I think he's going to be all right, and I hope that the plan is to call plays that are designed to keep him clean and from taking as few hits as possible. Now, Jackson Dart's a baller, right? So he's going to try to get the extra yard or whatever the case may be. In some situations, that might be okay, but he's got to learn to slide.
Oh,
and then
my God, please.
if he's going to be tackled, there's a way to be tackled where you protect yourself from injury.
For sure.
Hopefully they practice some of those techniques as well.
Or get
I
Eli
thought what
Manning.
was
Get Eli Manning. He needs to go and talk to Eli. Eli Manning was
oh my God.
was elusive.
Eli Manning was a tree, bro. He was like a tree.
A tree, elusive, but he was elusive in the pocket. He was able to. He knew how to move around the pocket, step forward if he needed to. But one thing was, if Eli Manning was going to get sacked, I mean, that man literally just got down quick, turned around, curled himself into a ball, and then got sacked.
He did.
One thing he didn't have.
It wasn't pretty.
0 concussion, sir. He played 16
and he
years
ain't know how to slide.
And he
ain't know how to slide either.
Yeah. I'm telling you. I mean, he was a treat.
It was almost comical watching him scramble. Oh my God.
Man.
I think the best scramble play he ever played was our first game in London against the Dolphins, and it was raining and nasty and all of that stuff. And they did a naked bootleg.
Oh, yeah.
Eli ran out to the left and ran the ball in the corner. It seemed like it took a week for him to get in the end zone, and they were only at like the 4-yard line, but he got the ball in. So
we were the first team to go overseas in that. And
to win.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep. We were the first team.
First
and
club
it was a
across
bootleg.
the pond was the New York Football Giants.
Yep. And he scored the only touchdown of the game, really.
Yes, he did.
He did. Only touchdown of the game.
Easy E.
Easy E.
Listen, you can't spell elite without Eli.
Hey,
right?
Sir, that is my fantasy name. That is my fantasy name on my football team. It says elite with ELI dash TEE. ITE, sorry.
Now, you know what else they said, though, Kafka said this week, and he was very definitive about it, was Jameis Winston is QB2.
Yes.
From now on.
Yes.
What do you think about that?
It's smart, man. Look, we gave them the Russell Wilson rodeo a shot. That was abysmal. Besides the Dallas game, but you kind of knew once he repeated the same thing in week 3. For me, if I was Dabo at that time, he would have been third string Jameis. And I don't even know why Jameis Winston. It took them this long for him to be the backup quarterback. He is the quarterback who's going to be behind center as a second string anyway for next year. And he already said he wants to stay to help Jackson Dart develop. Buddy, I'm cool having Jameis Winston as the second string. It's long overdue. It shouldn't even be like, nobody should be surprised. It should have been like this since as soon as they took out Russell Wilson. It should have been like that from the get-go. So, but yeah, it's the right move. Kafka ain't effing around. And I guess if you want to say the first year, day balls, well, he hasn't had balls in years. So Mike Kafka is doing it for him. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. And you know what? No disrespect to Russ.
No disrespect
I like
to
Russell
Russ.
Wilson
Right.
as a person. Good dude. All around good man. You know, Walter Payton, man of the year. All that good stuff. You know what I mean? But
yes, sir.
I don't know that the team warms up to him in the same way Jameis Winston. Part of that's just Jameis Winston personality. He hard to compete with in that regard, right? But I also think that Jameis Winston definitely has a stature that better fits the offense. Russell Wilson is just too short. No offense to people who are short, right? But
no offense,
he couldn't see over the line. You know what I mean? He just wasn't. And then you don't have to make too many adjustments to the play calling, to the playbook when you've got Jameis Winston in as opposed to Russell Wilson. So I don't know. I think it was a good call. Like you said, I think it was long overdue. The writing has been on the wall. And I really don't even know what's next for Russell Wilson. If I'm being honest, like I like the guy, but I think it's probably just time to move on from him. And I'm not talking about just the Giants. I'm talking about in the league. What do you think?
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you a team who wouldn't mind taking him right now. I won't even hear me out. Maybe a surprise.
I'm listening.
Out with a torn ACL for the rest of the season.
Miami?
Huh? No, because
Miami?
it's because he's still there and he's not hurt. Surprisingly, because I thought for a while Tua was made out of glass, and it's Atlanta Falcons. You know why I say that?
But they got Kirk Cousins out there. I think they're happy with him.
You think so, man? I mean, I think if Kirk...
Yeah, I think they are. They did him dirty, too.
No, they did.
They did him dirty.
But he's still going to get $100 million guaranteed, though. I mean, I'm cool.
Yes, he is.
I'm cool, buddy.
Yeah.
I'll be all right.
No doubt. Cash his check every week, whether he's starting or sitting on the bench, right?
Yeah, man. Hey, yes, sir. But even if they're doing dirty, he's still getting paid, man. But I'm just saying to be funny in a sense of, God forbid, something happens to Kirk Cousins. I mean, they're horrible. They're 3-8, or they're 3-8 or something like that.
They aren't much better than us.
No, so don't be surprised if he gets hurt or something like that. If they call up the GM over here at 1925 Giants Drive and ask for a Russell Wilson trade. So
Hey, why not?
why not
We'll
get him
part
out of
with
here,
him.
please? Forgive me. No disrespect, but I'm ready, man.
Yeah, no, I got you. What do you think about the whole Graham Gano surgery this week on his neck?
You think it's 3 years overdue? He's been for a good 3 solid years on and off, missing games.
Yeah, but this is new. This is his neck now.
Oh yeah. I mean, true, I get
He
that.
had surgery on his neck.
But all that could have been going on for a while already, man. That we know of. You know what I mean? Maybe it just got worse.
Right. Right.
Graham Gano go through surgery. He's still on contract for next year. We need a kicker.
Yeah, I think they're going to eat that. That's
so.
going to be some dead cat money. Yeah, they're going to move on from him.
They have to.
And I really think that they need to pay better attention to the special teams. And I think they kind of just overlooked it and just threw whoever a warm body in those places.
What is wrong?
They got to do better with that.
Yes, sir. What is wrong? Like back in the old days, what is wrong with just 7th round pick, go find a kicker, or undrafted kicker, somebody, and bring some of these young guys in that are coming out next year's draft and see if you can get a kicker out of there, man. Because Koo is not going to be the lifetime guy there anyways either. So, you know what I mean? And why not? What's so wrong?
Tell you what, I have felt better having Young Waco on the roster.
Oh
than
yeah,
not,
last week, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and he did good. He missed that one, but the wind was crazy. I mean, all over the Northeast. I don't know if you were familiar with what was going on up here, but it was nuts, man. Even the Eagles game, they were still dealing with the wind over there. So it was pretty bad. The Jets were dealing with the wind. It was pretty bad up here.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah. So what do you think's gonna happen? You got the Detroit Lions. Dan Campbell got rid of. I don't know if he got rid of him, but he sure took the play calling duties away from him.
Oh yeah.
He's now calling the plays. They're 6-4. The Detroit Lions are a team that normally at this point in the season, at least for the last 3 years, they'd be 8-2, 9-1 ish, somewhere in that vicinity. But they're 6-4 in a stacked division right now, and I think they've got a pretty much something to prove this week coming up after losing to the Philadelphia Eagles, who, by the way, I hate to sound like an Eagles hater, but I am really not a believer in these Philadelphia Eagles. I just think that they are mid at best. They just happen to be very fortunate when it comes to how referees officiate their games, and the ball seems to bounce in their direction on these odd plays when they don't necessarily work out. All except for that game that they played against the Giants, their first game. But what do you think? How do you feel going into Detroit with Dan Campbell calling the plays? That defense, we already talked about Aiden Hutchinson and what he brings in. He's not the only one. Detroit seems to be a team where every player on that team has bought in. They're physical. They hit hard. They play through the whistle. It's almost like they will lay it all on the line for their coach, for that city, for that team. How do you feel going into this game?
Well, first of all, let's hope the Eagles get blown out the first round of the playoffs. Now that being said, I'll be an Eagles hater. I'll be an Eagles hater for you and me, buddy. I got you. They play above the X's and O's, man. Especially Amon, man. St. Brown. That they're just like Dan Campbell. Once Dan Campbell came in these last 4 years, Detroit Lions, I've called them for years. They're dogs, man. It don't matter if injury or not. The next person comes in, fills right in. It's like they don't skip a beat. Yeah, this might be a slightly a down year for them, if you wanted to say 6-4, because they look like they should have been 8-2, 9-1. Hey, but I look at it as like this: the Giants are 2-9. But I look at it as the Giants. They're playing against the Giants, who should be 7-4 or at least 6-5. So I'm not gonna say that that the Detroit Lions are. This is not their year, or they're a little down for sure, but Man, all I've been hearing all week, all it takes is a team like the Giants for them to get back, to get a get back game, to get a get right game. I mean, and this will be the team to do it. Well, can we change that, please? Can we change
Well, I
that?
think that's a bad way for them to think. I think that's a
I
bad
know,
way
I
for
know.
anybody to think. Yeah, especially when you think about the Giants have been in every single game with the exception of the Commanders game this year. Every one of them were winnable games for them. So anybody that thinks that they're just going to have a second bye week and they're going to walk in here and just get that dub, or they're going to have this host a team and just going to get that dub, they're in for a rude awakening because I think these guys are balling. Offensively, they got their team leader back this week in Jackson Dart. Kayvon Thibodeau, if he's back, they have proven that they can get to the quarterback. They haven't been getting the sacks as a team outside of Brian Burns, but they put pressure, and they put pressure in a lot of ways. Dexter Lawrence came back to life last week. He didn't record a sack, but he was putting pressure, collapsing that interior of that offensive line. So what does that do? That forces you into either the hands of Brian Burns or Kayvon Thibodeau. And if Thibodeau isn't there or he's sharing snaps with Abdul Carter, you pushing them into him too. The Giants just have to do a better job of protecting the edges and get better angles so these quarterbacks don't run to the outside and then make that turn that corner and pick up 6-7 yards on those pressure type of situation plays. But I think the Giants, again, I'm really not too worried about the offense, right? I don't think Jalen Hyatt's going to see the field. I think everybody collectively saw, not just on the Giants team, but in the New York sports media also, that I, Jalen Hyatt gives up on plays. And why would you start him again if you got Darius Slayton coming back and you got Isaiah Hodgins playing at the level he's playing, and he's only been in the building for 6 days? He was only in the building for 2 days, and he was the leading receiver for the Giants, right? I don't even know why, to be perfectly honest with you. The play call was designed to go to Jalen Hyatt during that play. Why wouldn't you draw something up for Jalen Hyatt? I mean, for Isaiah Hodgins. Maybe Hodgins didn't ingest enough of the playbook for them to feel confident about him on that. But you got two big body tight ends too. Belly is a big target in the end zone, and then you got Theo Johnson,
Oh, yeah.
who we have both seen objectively are playing much better than they have in prior games. They're catching the balls now, so I don't know why they did that. Maybe they were just trying so desperately to give him another shot, given where we are with this season. But I want to say this one other thing. Rudy, we were without our starting quarterback, without our starting running back, without our starting right receiver, without our starting wide receiver two, and we gave the Green Bay Packers everything they could handle in terrible conditions in MetLife Stadium. And like I said, with a backup quarterback who hadn't seen any play time for the entire year. He went in cold. And these guys almost won the game. Do I think that they're going to struggle against Detroit, putting up points when Detroit is in the middle of the pack in every statistical defensive category? Absolutely not. I think they're going to do whatever they want to do, maybe not consistently, but they're either going to pass themselves into having a running game or run themselves into having a passing game, but the Giants are going to move the ball. The question is this defense going to match the offensive performance and deliver a win? I think this is a trap game for the Detroit Lions. They've already lost two out of their last 3 games, and they have not looked like themselves. So much so that Dan Campbell has taken over the play calling. Giants got a chance, man, any given Sunday, as far as I'm concerned.
I think like that every Sunday, sir. I mean, once Jackson Dart got inserted, I just had this feeling, wow, we got a shot. And then what solidified it for me that we have a 1 and 2 combo, if God forbid, because you know what we struggle with in years past. We haven't really found a quarterback since Eli Manning. And then we thought Daniel Jones was going to be something. And then when Daniel Jones goes down, we don't have a backup quarterback. Tommy Cutlets came in for a little bit, did his thing here and there. But in all that, man, The way we need to on defense, man, is these guys need to hit their gaps. And what Carl Banks was talking about this week on his show is that our linebackers and our defensive tackles are not hitting the right gaps or hitting it right on time. And that's what's causing pressure, but no penetration through to go ahead and, have the quarterback scramble out or for sacks. What I found out, a disgusting statistic this week was, I already knew, we both knew that Abdul Carter has been giving out pressures. I know he's in the 20s, but I forget what it is. But for rookies, among rookies, he's number 1, but he is top 10 in giving pressures this year on defense. He's top 10, but number 1 as a rookie. He's in the 20s. But a disgusting stat, sir. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
0.5, we already knew he's only had half a sack, right? 20 tackles.
Wow.
20.
That number's got to go up.
20, bro.
That number's got to go up.
20 tackles.
You
is
know
something
why?
you can
Because
do in
they
2
don't play the
games.
edge well.
And I don't think they're using
They don't
him
play
right.
the edge well.
I don't think they're using him right. And
they aren't.
And the thing is, he right now, until he learns, and I think during the offseason, if he goes to, a lot of guys, they'll go ahead and go to these courses with ex-NFL football players, whether they're offensive linemen, legends, or great defensive ends or pass rushers or linebackers. During the offseason, he really get away from that. Micah Parsons is one guy. You're another. Stop going on your offseason working out with Micah Parsons. Go ahead and go to these Lawrence Taylor camps and learn how to come up more than just one move on defense and think you're going to get to the quarterback like you did in college. I didn't know.
But you know what?
20 tackles?
Yeah.
Okereke got that in 2 games.
20 tackles is okay if you're a 4th-round draft pick, but when you're picked 3rd overall, that's unacceptable, right?
Right.
But I think this also speaks to what we were talking about earlier. The scheme just doesn't work for the style of play that these players are, right? So if you go cover 1, you got man on the edges, you got 7 in the box because you brought a safety down. Even if you aren't blitzing, but you show it, that's going to open up opportunities through the A and the B gap if you're blitzing that inside linebacker to get to the quarterback.
Yes, sir.
And I've watched Brian Burns and Abdul Carter. They work very well on that right side of the line, or the left side of the line, rather, where they do a twist and a stunt and they get in. And Brian Burns has eaten well off of those stunts that they've done over there.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine if you had a safety down in the box. Remember when Collins used to play for us? Peppers used to play for us.
Oh, yeah.
They used to bring them down all the time, and they would fake which one was going to go, whether it was the linebacker or if it was the safety that was going to bring pressure. And the one that they would fake, they would bring them down. They would drop back into coverage. The other one would come, but they tricked them, and they would get sacks.
Yeah.
They would get pressure. They would put them in situations where they had to throw the ball before they wanted to, or too late and take a sack or throw the ball away. And when you do that on a 3rd down play, you create opportunities to get the ball back to your offense. And we already know what the Giants offense is capable of doing. We are not seeing that. Also, we're not seeing enough 4-3. We're seeing a lot of 3-4 defensive sets. And I don't know that necessarily works for the Giants. Like you said, we are so predictable when it comes to bringing pressure. Our blitz rate is only 20-something%. I think you said the stat was. And then if you're blitzing and you're in man coverage, that creates tremendous opportunities for these receivers on the outside, because our players they have their backs turned to the quarterback, but their receivers can see when they need to come back. That creates PI opportunities for them. That creates situations where our corners are out of position. They don't see the ball coming, so the receiver's coming back to the ball, or the receiver can block for them because now the quarterback is scrambling out of the pocket, and you got Caleb Williams running in touchdowns from 25 yards out. He's not even in the red zone and he's scoring because we are so far out of position. The scheme the play calling. I'm not even going to say it's talent related, but the defense has frustrated me so much. And I'm going to tell you this, Rudy. It's not because a team is going to let you down every now and then. It's because we spent so much time and money to make sure we had the right players in place because we knew this was a major deficiency last year. Major. Mara said it. He said it. He said, I'm tired of seeing these teams run up and down the field on us. We can't have that again. And we got it again, even after spending money, drafting players to solve this one problem. I swear to you, I never want to see a grown man have to suffer, right? And so when I say this about Shane Bowen, it has nothing to do with that. But he is not even giving us the minimum of what you would expect from a person in that position. I cannot continue to do. I don't even know how you defend what he has put on the field this year. It is so disturbing, bro.
It is, bro. You said a lot, and you said exactly what I've been thinking for years. You remember the whole debacle, Ben McAdoo, Steve Spagnuolo takes over the last few weeks of the season, and then we pick up.
I do.
And then we pick up who? Joe Judge to be not Joe Judge, Pat Shurmur to be the
I do.
to be the head coach.
Yeah.
Steve Spagnuolo is a 4-3 defense /5-2 dime, and he's gonna bring 6 or 7. Okay?
Right. And you never know where it's coming from.
Never know where it's coming from. NASCAR package defense. Remember those days with OC?
I do.
And Kiwanuka and, of course, Strahan, when Spagnuolo was with Tom Coughlin as the defense coordinator. Again, 4-3, 5-2. Lawrence Taylor, Carl Banks, the Blue Wrecking Crew, with my man Reason, all those guys. Harry Carson. 4-3, 5-2 dime. With who? Bill Belichick. So ever since we lost the 4-3 defense, we had Patrick Graham, 3-4 defense. We've had John Betcher, whatever his name is, who came from the Cardinals, Arizona.
Yeah, Betcher.
3-4 defense.
Terrible. Awful.
3-4 defense. And Shane Bowen, 3-4 defense. I noticed with the 3-4 defense, we have not stopped the run ever since we've had the 4-3 defense or the 3-4 defense. We've been bottom barrel stopping the run. We need to get somebody in here because that's where he works best. For me, Brian Burns is a unicorn. He's the only one that can play 3-4 because he played 4-3 defense. He played 4-3 defense with Carolina over there, and he was still producing. It doesn't matter. He's a unicorn. But for guys like Abdul Carter, for guys more like Sexy Dexy, we need to go back to a 4-3 defense. How are we going to stop the run in a 4-3 defense?
4-3, you wouldn't be able to stop Dexter Lawrence because there's just too many guys coming.
Yeah.
And then if you run some good stunts and twists, you'd have a lot of pressure in that interior, that defensive line.
We need to go back to a 4-3 defense, man.
Very tough to defend.
Yeah. We need to go back to a 4-3.
I want to ask you another question, though. So, and then we're going to have to wrap up.
All right,
fine. I want to ask you another question about Kafka. And I've learned that it's pronounced Kafka, but it's hard for me to just...
Yeah, but I would say Kafka. Yeah, me too.
What is your brief overall assessment of Kafka at this point? Overall.
Well, he's doing what Brian Daboll hasn't done the last couple of years. He's going to make his own decisions. I truly think unless it's a game where we get blown out like 34-7, let's just say. I think to make it smart for him, even though he's auditioning for the head coaching job, I think he's going to ride out with Shane Bowen, but he's going to keep making his tweaks.
Do you think that's a mistake?
Yes and no. Only because maybe we need to see what he's trying to bring to the table to help out Shane Bowen, what he believes maybe we need to tweak a little bit throughout the week for defense. Can that screw him over? Yeah, it can, but can he keep being that offensive mind and keep making sure that, let's see, if he keeps Jackson Dart upright, no more concussions, doesn't have him with design running plays like that, let it be off schedule, because Jackson Dart is off schedule. He'll make plays off schedule. If he can keep, I believe, in the eyes of the owners, that he kept Jackson Dart safe through the rest of the season, the offense is still producing even without our big time players on offense. And we're still competing on offense. I don't think Shane Bowen's shit defense schemes that he runs for the players, I still think that gives Mike Kafka a chance for the head coaching job. I believe if the offense is still competing and the offense is still doing what they're doing, 20-plus points a game, and they keep Jackson Dart safe for the rest of the year, 6 games, I think I can see Mike Kafka getting a good, decent shot at the head coaching job. Why? Because their most prized possession out of that whole team, no offense to anybody, no disrespect to all those football players on our team, it's Jackson Dart. And we haven't had somebody that had a quarterback vision that can get the ball downfield since Eli Manning.
Yeah. I think that so I'm going to reserve judgment on Kafka.
Well, yeah, I mean it's only one game
for now.
But the decisions he's making, I like to see what the.
But here's what I will say.
Talk to me.
Like you said, it's way too soon.
For sure.
What I will say is I didn't see anything last week to suggest that, oh, this shit is not working. Right? I didn't see anything to make me feel like this guy is way in over his head.
I agree.
Why did we do this? I would have rather kept Daboll to the end of the year as opposed to having this guy come in and make us look like a complete laughingstock. That is not what happened. I saw a pretty calm sideline. I saw a professional football team. I didn't see a head coach throwing his headset, screaming at players, throwing tablets, losing his mind at the referees. Although,
I'm okay with that.
Lose your mind at these fucking referees because they are horrible this year. But there was nothing that I saw, Rudy, that made me feel like this guy is definitely not the answer. I don't know if he is the answer at this point, but I saw nothing to suggest that he is absolutely not. A lot can change between now and the end of the season.
Right.
I think that if he wanted to set a statement immediately, that would have given him a 10-point increase in his percentage of becoming the future head coach. He should have released Shane Bowen immediately. But I think it's mutual respect that he gained for him during his tenure of working as the offensive coordinator, where he was the OC, Bowen was the DC. It's like firing his brother right away, right? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to tweak this. We're going to tweak that. Didn't work out first week. Although I would say we did see some improvement on the defense, but we saw the same result, right? So I don't know. Jury's still out on Kafka at the moment. I can see the Giants saying we want to go with a more seasoned, polished, experienced head coach because they've tried the brand new guy coming in from OCDC year one, and it just didn't work out. But I have seen no reason to feel like, oh my God, this is a disaster, right?
No.
I don't feel like, oh my God, this is Joe Judge 2.0. Oh my God, this is Ben McAdoo 2.0. I don't feel like that. I feel like he still has an opportunity to make me say, okay, I could roll with Kafka. I could see how this would work. But that's going to have to be paired with maybe a Brandon Brown as the new general manager and definitely a new defensive coordinator. I don't know who that person's going to be at this point, but we cannot go in with the same people, not in totality, that we ended this year with, right? Carmen Brasillo got to stay. He's done just a fabulous job with this offensive line. I said that in my video,
yes.
Right?
Yes.
I would also like Shea Tierney to stay as the QB
coach.
He's done a great job with Jackson Dart.
Yes.
I do want Kafka to stay. Here's the one thing I'm gonna say that I'm sure of. If Kafka doesn't have this head coaching job at the conclusion of this season or once the Giants make their decision, he's not going to be in this roster. He's going to be a head coach somewhere in this league.
Yeah. I could see
And
him
I
in
think that would
I could see him in
I
Atlanta,
think that
Miami more. Maybe even depending. Well, maybe not the Saints now, but Miami and Atlanta is where I can see him if he doesn't get the job.
how about it? Yeah, absolutely. I could see either one of those landing spots for him also, but I yes, listen, I wouldn't be mad if he stayed. I think I would be a little disappointed if he left.
Me too.
And I don't attach Mike Kafka to Brian Dable's shortcomings
But
at all. And some people would say, no, you got to clean up house, get rid of everybody. I don't see Dable and Kafka or him being an extension of Dable and the things that we saw as Dable continued to unravel for the past 3 years. I
for
just don't
sure.
see it. I see a completely different
So do
person
I.
who is trying to put his stamp and seal on the team. So I don't know. I just see things a little bit differently in that regard.
No, I can agree with you on that.
But
But I'm just scared that
mhm.
if he doesn't get the head coaching job, this that doesn't mean that there's a good chance that maybe whoever the next coach is may not even keep Carmen Basillo. That's what I'm afraid of. Because
Which would be a huge mistake.
because he's worked so hard with the same group. Literally, this is the third season, and they progressively gotten better every year. And as long as Andrew Thomas is in there, wow, man, this is the best I've seen the offense since the Super Bowl, man. Because after that,
Yeah.
everybody started
I mean,
retiring. Everybody got, people got let go. Yeah, bro.
Giants are putting up 25 points a game right now. 25 points a game is big, particularly considering they were at 16 points per game or something like that last year. That's a huge increase. Huge. And here's the other thing I'm going to say about that, Rudy. They've done that without their star players. They've still been able to find a way to do that. And I just think you're just seeing too many improvements on offense to mess this up. Defensively, we need to make some changes, obviously. I think we overpaid Paulson Adebo, if I'm keeping it 100. I think that Javon Holland is probably a better pickup than Adebo at this point, but both of them need to stay healthy. I do like what I've seen from Cardell Flott, although Cardell Flott is not a 1, he's a 2, right?
No.
He's probably better as a slot DB than anything. But I'm not mad at him in the effort that he puts on the field. I think Drew Phillips has regressed a little bit, and I think a part of that is coaching and being in a bad system. And I think that with all that being said and everything that we've been shown on the field so far this season,
Yes, sir.
I believe this. There's people who would say, yo, you out of your fucking mind. But I believe the New York Football Giants are a good defensive coordinator away from being a playoff team. I would dare say being 2-9, even being 2-9, we've seen enough offensively and with individual talent on the defensive side of the ball that if we improve 2 positions, corner and middle linebacker, and bring in a new defensive coordinator that can work and complement the skill sets of the players that we have, we're a playoff team next season. I ain't saying we win in the Super Bowl. I'm saying we will be playoff contenders next season, and I dare somebody to prove me wrong.
I agree. I'm one of my homeboys. He's an Eagles fan, but he told me, "You guys are going to be a problem when you guys."
He rode the short bus when y'all was kids. Did he ride the short bus?
No, man, I was stationed with him in Maryland. He's still up there. That's where he lives at in Maryland. But he told me
He had latrine duties.
Yeah, latrine duties. That's a classic, bro. You saying that? He told me when we're at full strength next year, we get Leak back, Cam Scatterboo back, and we figure out a new defensive coordinator. He says we're going to be a problem next year. He says be ready because it's going to be years to come with Jackson Dart. I truly believe, like you said, we get our full strength next year with our offense. And the thing is, for what I've seen this year so far, it doesn't matter on offense. So
Correct.
if we can get we need a defensive mind, man.
And then our
That can
guards
figure
are
out
getting a little old too.
what. Say that again.
Our guards, GVR and Runyon, they're getting a little older. We need to get some more youth up there too.
I mean, Runyon's only what 28,
37, 38.
Runyon? No.
I think GVR is 38.
Roten is 34. Runyon is not even 30 yet. But if you're saying Roten, yeah, I don't even know how old Schloten is. I don't know how.
Yeah, Runyon's 28. Schlotty's good. I like him.
Me too.
Yeah, he is.
Roten's either 34 or 35. I thought he's up there.
He's 30.
Roten is 30.
Schlotman.
Oh, Schloman. Oh yeah, he's
Schlotman.
Schlotman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's still good. Hey, but Roten is he's still all reliable, man. I'm not putting Evan Neal right guard.
for now.
Right.
For now.
I'm not putting Evan Neal right guard.
Yeah, he's 35. He'll be 36.
Yeah, there you go.
So
yeah, we need.
I mean, he's still, you got another year or two out of him, but they need to start developing depth, right? Because you get older, it takes longer to heal, right? It's quick.
That's our
right?
problem.
So
we haven't been able to get
look at Lane
depth.
Johnson right now. Lane Johnson is old as dirt, and he can't stay on the field because he keeps getting injured at this point.
Some way they figure out they got depth. You know what I mean? We need somebody that can figure out depth because Joe Shane is not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
One of our players go down, we go to shit real quick. Except on offense.
Well, the fall off hasn't been as bad as we've seen in the past. Like you talked about that briefly. Like when Daniel Jones would get injured. Remember when Mike Glennon came in? I just wanted to cry. I felt like I was going to be a grown ass man fucking sniffling and snotting with a box
before
of Kleenex.
2010. Or he got drafted in 2010
terrible.
or 11. I remember when Glennon went in. I said, oh my God.
Mike the Neck Glennon. It was horrible.
He got drafted by the Buccaneers, I think. That's where he started off his career. And he was a bum.
How about Drew Lock? When he was coming in? Except for the one game we needed him to lose, he won. But I'm glad it worked out that way.
Yeah.
I'm glad it worked out that way. Right? But the drop-off was substantial. Oh, my God. But we're not seeing – you called it, man. Offensively, we are not seeing that, except when it comes to the left tackle position.
Yes.
But Mbo has played well.
Oh, yeah, I like him, too.
I like him as a swing tackle.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be okay. He is no substitute for Andrew Thomas. He is no substitute for Jermaine Illuminor, but he is adequate. And that's all we ask for is adequate play when a player goes down.
I like him. Yeah, I forgot about him. Yeah, I like him. I like Bo. Yeah, you're right about that.
So what do you think's going to happen Sunday? If you had to make a prediction and put your rubber stamp on it, what's going to be the score?
Giants are going to win 27-21.
Ooh. 27-21. What did they score last week?
20-27. This is where we're on top, and I feel like at the end of the game, the Giants are going to make sure that they solidify their first win as on defense.
So last week, the Lions only produced 9 points. 9. 3 field goals. Or was it a field goal, a touchdown, and a missed PAT? I don't even know. 9 points. This is a team that was putting up 45 points a week like it was a Madden game. You think they're going to put up 20 and the Giants are going to put up 27?
21-27, sir.
Oh, they're going to score 3 touchdowns. Okay.
It's going to be
And they're
21-27.
They're in Detroit.
Yeah, we got
Okay.
we got what's his name? Koo? What's his name?
Young Koo.
Younghoe Koo.
Young Koo.
We're going to score 4 touchdowns because we already know when Jackson Dart in the lineup, he usually gets 2 himself running. It's going to be 4 touchdowns, a missed PAT, and the Giants are going to win 27-21.
Wow, that's very specific.
And I'm going to be texting you, buddy. All right? Ain't going to be no field goals, buddy. No field goals.
I think there's going to be 1 field goal. I think the Giants can win this game.
I believe so.
Listen, and I'm going to tell you this. I have no issue with our running game. I have a better feeling about our passing game because Isaiah Hodgins looks like he's been here the whole damn time. And our tight ends have played above the X's and O's the past few weeks, to borrow one of your terms. And not for nothing, Wan'Dale Robinson has been steady Freddy, right? He's been very reliable in the passing game, except for that 1 third down conversion. He dropped the ball, but he's been pretty reliable. He's a soldier.
9 catches for 45 yards, 50 yards. That's what he'll give you.
Yeah, man.
The only game he's had was Dallas. That's it. Besides that, he's going to catch everything.
But here's the other thing. If Jackson Dart should need to come out, the drop-off at the quarterback position with Jameis Winston in is nowhere near what it was when Russell Wilson would come in. I think they will be okay in that regard.
Aiden Hutchinson will switch on defense, play left to right, because once he figures out he can't get past Andrew Thomas, the defense is going to make some switches on their side, make some adjustments, because I've seen it. When you called out with Cooper and them on that Denver game that you were talking about earlier, you had Cooper and what was his name?
Jonathan Cooper and Nick Bonito.
They were switching all game, buddy. They couldn't get off on Andrew Thomas' side. They would switch. If you get a chance and you watch the game, all my games are recorded. You go back to the game, you watch them, how the number 0 and whatever the other guy's number is.
I think he was 11 or something.
Yeah,
like
0 and 11.
Yeah.
Watch how they were both switching throughout the game, trying to see if they can get penetration on the offense's right side, their left side, because they weren't getting past Andrew Thomas. Just saying, you're going to see that.
You know, when you say seeing if they could get penetration, you got to say pause after that, right?
Pause, man.
You know that, right?
Pause, man. Pause, man. I'm slipping, buddy. I am slipping. Pause again.
So I'm a roll with you. I'm gonna put on my blue lenses today, and I'm gonna say that the Giants are gonna go to Detroit in the dome. They're gonna have a silent snap count.
Yeah.
They're gonna run their offense well, and the defense is finally going to show up. I'm gonna say that, right? I'm gonna follow you on this one. I'm gonna say that the Giants are gonna go in there and they're gonna put up 30.
Ooh.
And the Detroit Lions are gonna have 2 tutties, and they're gonna have 2 field goals.
30-20.
Okay. Giants are gonna miss a PAT. They're gonna miss a PAT on one of their touchdowns, but they're gonna score 4 touchdowns. One of them they're missing a PAT, but Younghoe Koo is gonna kick a field goal to make it 30. 30-20 Giants.
This week I woke up saying to myself, man, I wonder if I should put in the video predicting the score. And in my head, I said 30-20. But I never said it on my video. I said, nah, man. I'm not going to say all that. You just said 30-20. I thought 30-20 myself.
30-20 Giants. Yo, Rudy, we're going to have a Victory Monday coming up. Just before Thanksgiving,
I'm all for it, buddy.
We will have Victory Monday.
Hey, man, to your mouth, to God's ears. All right, sir.
That's right. Well, listen, thanks for joining us, everybody. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Check out Rudy's channel. We're going to drop the information down in the chat below.
Thank you, man.
But make sure you hit that like, subscribe, notification bell so every time we drop a new video, you're the first one to be notified. And we appreciate you guys spending some time with us tonight. And thanks again for all the engagement. Oh my God, we've been getting so many comments. We got some haters out there too. I got to tell you, this guy was like trying to drag me, bro. It was crazy.
I think I saw the
but
trailer.
I like the haters too.
I think I saw the trailer
keep
comments.
me famous.
I saw it on one of your videos. I saw the trailer comments. I saw it. I was like, oh.
Yeah, man. So, look, I love the haters. I love the Giants fan. I love all y'all.
Yes, sir.
And even if you hate me, subscribe to me. Keep telling me how much you hate about me. I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot, guys. And for those of you who we don't speak to before Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving to you.
Thanksgiving, guys.
That's right. We'll see y'all again soon.
Peace.
Yeah, a lot of girls probably crying from my old high school. Look, they see me everywhere they go, I probably would too. Look, crossed over to the Jordan men like I'm Michael. Yeah, eating blessings so much I might need lipo. Yeah, tailored for the dogs like I'm walking in chucks. Yeah, it's just in this plan, man, I see all y'all shook. Look, knew that I was great ever since I was a rook. Man, all y'all singles making me look good. Okay, praise to the Most High, yeah, that's Jesus. Look, but when it come to this rap thing, I can't lose. Yeah, back-to-back number ones, that's the thing greats do. Yeah, tell them boys that ain't nothing I can't do. It's my year. It's my year.